A win is a win. Okay, everyone, before we get into anything, let's make one thing clear. A win is a win. It ain't pretty. It wasn't fun. At no point after the third inning would I even say I enjoyed a single part of that game. But, ladies and gentlemen, a win is a win. So, the Baltimore Orioles beat the San Diego Padres 8-6. Welcome in to another edition of Kevin and Zach React. And I know what you're thinking, man, Zach is all alone once again. That is not the case. That is not the case. Take it away, buddy. That was your big entrance. Kevin Oestreicher
No,
is.
I'm in your walls, everyone. I am here. I am watching. This is what a call-in is going to be like, by the way. So
This is what a
I've been
call will look like.
running around. I've been working. I've been picking stuff up, and I'll be home soon. But to demonstrate what a call-in looks like, it'll be kind of like, again, the radio. So I am our first ever Kevin and Zach React call-in, I guess, and we're gonna get that going hopefully soon here.
Yeah, and Ravens, how does he get in the walls? It's a Kevin Oestreicher thing. It's what he does. But Kevin, first, I'd like to just make a quick thing. Thank you to everyone who has gone and subscribed to the new channel. If you are currently watching on the Ryan Ripken Show channel, we are in the process. We are officially in the process. The moving trucks are here. We are moving over to the official Kevin and Zach React YouTube page. Kevin, I'm guessing you're not here to do it, so I will try to put the link. I will put the link in the description in a second once Kevin starts talking. But Kevin and Zach React will be permanently on the Kevin and Zach React YouTube channel. In probably like 2 weeks, we are cross streaming right now. So if you're over on watching on the Ryan Ripken Show channel, we'd really appreciate it if you went and subscribed over there, because that's where you'll get this content exclusively in the future, probably in like 2 weeks. But Kevin, now to the point, to the part we're all here for. The Baltimore Orioles win 8-6. It was not pretty. The Orioles had a 6-0 lead, and pretty much like everything over the past 3 weeks, every time something good happens, it's met with a bunch of negatives that makes you say, can this team win another baseball game?
Yeah, and if it wasn't for that, we always talk about insurance runs, and we're like, oh, okay, hopefully they're not going to need these insurance runs, right? But they certainly needed them in this game, and I know that we can talk about the ninth inning, just how atrocious that umpiring was, and everything that went into that. But man, I'll tell you, they get out to, they have the sixth spot, and you're thinking, all right, things are looking up, things are looking good, but kind of as this team has done over these last 30, however many so games you want to go back, it seems like something breaks for them a little bit and doesn't go their way. Now, they were able to come up with a win. That's the most important part. You said it. A win is a win. But it certainly went from, this could be a really cool, like, nice bounce back type deal. They blow out the Padres, get back on track, to they kind of get out of it by the skin of their teeth. So I know it's two different conversations with that, but there is only one conversation, and that is the Orioles did win the game.
Yeah, and Kevin, not only did they win the game, Steve, this was going to be my massive talking point. That was going to be my massive talk. Kevin, the Orioles scored 8 runs without the home run.
It was glorious. It was glorious.
The Orioles were moving runners over. They had bases loaded. They were going opposite field. They were hitting singles. They were making things happen. Kevin, dare I say, the Orioles were manufacturing runs.
It was beautiful. If you can balance that out with the long ball and hitting with guys in runners in scoring position, 2-run doubles, clearing the bases, right? That is how an offense manufactures runs effectively and efficiently, where you can't rely on the long ball every single game. So you have to find other ways to get it done. And this team did it today. And it's one of the major reasons why they won, is because they were getting up there. It was effective hitting. They were seeing the ball well, especially when they put up that 6th spot. So, sometimes when it rains, it pours. And in that 6th-run inning, I think that's the type of thing we're talking about, where it just has felt like there's been no offensive momentum for these last handful of games here. But it felt like in that inning in particular, It felt like guys were feeding off of each other. And that's what we want to see more consistently, because we know the offense can do things like that. They have, again, if we have through this losing streak and through this tough offensive stretch and tough stretch for the Orioles, Zach, we've both been saying this is not a talent issue. This is just a production issue, and they are just playing bad baseball during that stretch. But what we saw today, particularly in that inning, that was good hitting and good offensive baseball.
Yeah, and I'm saying it's getting talked a lot about in the chat. My biggest takeaway from today was the Orioles finally looked patient again. They weren't swinging at pitchers' pitches. Adley Rutschman came in to pinch hit, and it feels like Adley has not swung at a good pitch in weeks. And he sat there patiently, took his walk. I mean, and then that ends up being one of the deciding runs in the game. Obviously, the Mountcastle 2 RBI single to do it. A lot of people talk about it in the chat, so I want to bring it up. Cedric Mullins, again, 2 RBI double, massive, but maybe even bigger was that catch in the eighth inning. The eighth inning, absolutely unreal, over the shoulder catch, running it down to Rob Manny Machado. Sir Anthony Dominguez, I'm telling you, I'm liking this stuff. Another K, obviously, that catch by Cedric Mullins makes the box score look a lot better. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Sir Anthony so far. That's a positive in my mind, especially since he's yet to really get with Orioles pitching. You know, he's pitched 2 times in his first 3 days here, and that first day he showed up and immediately got thrown in. This game, though, Kevin, is another example, though, of the Orioles didn't need to make it like this. There was no reason for the Orioles to make it like this. I see someone Cube just talking about it. Orioles once again left 10 on base. Orioles were 4 for 12. That's a 333 average with runners in scoring position. I can't be upset with that. If you're hitting 333 with runners in scoring position, good for you. It's the 10 left on base that is annoying still, that I'd like to see cleaned up. And we haven't even talked about the defense from a certain infielder yet, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I think when you talk about what we've seen from them, runners in scoring position wise, recently, it's almost like a breath of fresh air. But then you see they left 10 guys on base, and you're like, okay, well, we're just doing this again. But the thing is, at least they were able to do something with these guys, and it's not like they went 1 for 9 or 1 for 12 or whatever it was. That 4 for 12 is like, okay, that's a start, but. Yeah. You want to see that number at least not in double digits, man. Like that's a start. Don't put it in double digits, because every run literally counted in this game for the Orioles.
Yeah,
where you saw Mountcastle effectively was the difference with it.
Yeah, I mean, 4 RBIs from Ryan Mountcastle today. What more could you ask for from the guy? And Tommy in the chat. Yes, Art was a high noon. I'm drinking a little spicy water here, Kevin.
Whoa.
Tommy said earlier, isn't it funny, Kevin? The 2 guys that saved the day, that saved the team, saved us from getting swept, just so happen to be the 2 guys that are getting shopped on the major league team. Cedric Mullins and Ryan Mountcastle coming through for the ball club. And Kevin, I know we don't like to look ahead. We don't want to look ahead too much, but if speculation is correct and the Orioles are shopping Ryan Mountcastle, wouldn't it suck to lose Mountie the day before a doubleheader against the Blue Jays?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot to turn my directions off, so it's just talking over me. But yes, we know Mountcastle. That's why I'm saying, it'd be so funny if they traded him to Toronto. Obviously, it's not happening. Like, there's no sense in either of that for either team. But like, how funny would it be? But you want him for Toronto, and you want to at least split that doubleheader with Toronto, at least. But you're right. Mountie's a guy that has come up clutch and did it again. But again, we talked about it this trade deadline. You do have to give up something to get something. And if you're trying to get, whether it's a starter or a reliever from a team that is either contending or is kind of towing that line and needs some help with their hitters, a Mountcastle trade makes sense. I mean, obviously it's not set in stone or anything, right? I mean, there's certainly paths where the Orioles can keep them. But to me, it just feels like with what the Orioles have, it could definitely it could happen.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I don't want to get too much into trade talk just yet because I feel like there's a few things that we're going to touch on. Isaac Paredes to the Chicago Cubs is a massive trade for the Baltimore Orioles season. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Also, some rumors going around that the Orioles are in on a few people, including last year's NL Cy Young winner. We'll be talking about that in just a few seconds. And once again, just want to remind everyone that if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We are currently going live cross streaming on two channels right now, the Ryan Ripken Show channel and the Kevin and Zach React channel. If you are on the Ryan Ripken Show channel, if you could so kindly, I will put the link back in the chat right now. We are in the part of moving, a little portion of moving over to this channel permanently. We will still be on the Ryan Ripken Show. None of that will change. Our roles will not change, as you know. But just to make it cleaner, giving ourselves our own channel, own show, so that we can go live for any big news, anything, and keep you guys updated and continue to react with you all. So, boom, I am putting it in the chat right now. Few of you can see it for
Yeah,
this channel.
can we get to 500 before the stream ends? That'd be electric. That would be
Yeah.
electric.
So yesterday we started. Oh, we're at 420. Yesterday we started with 6 subscribers when we announced at 2:00, and we were up to 420 subscribers. So if you'd be so kind to go over there, that's where we will be going exclusively here in a little bit. We actually have 77 people watching from the Kevin and Zach React channel right now.
Awesome.
So that is awesome. 101 people also Ryan Rifkin Show watching there. So if you guys at one point want to go over and check out that channel, we will be going live there exclusively over the next in about 2 weeks. We'll stop cross streaming. So appreciate you all. Kevin, let's get back into reacting. Kevin, in your mind, I just want to go more overview right now. So you have Albert Suarez goes 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. The Orioles have added Zach Eflin. Right now, I think if you're heading into the playoffs, you're sitting with Corbin Burns, Grayson Rodriguez, Zach Eflin, Dean Kramer. I don't think Suarez sees a playoff game as a starter as it stands right now. Do you believe that it would be best for the Orioles to put Suarez in the bullpen? And if so, are you okay with that being the only move? And I know I'm seeing a few questions about Gunnar. We'll get to Gunnar in a second. I know I kind of skipped over that. Got a little excited about the Suarez talk, but we'll get to Gunnar in a second. But Kevin, take it away. What are your kind of thoughts on moving Suarez to the bullpen? And
So,
if you think that means they still make a move there.
well, so you're saying would I be happy if they move Suarez to the bullpen, and that's the only other bullpen help they get is only moving him?
So let's put it this way: if the Orioles go out and get I'll just say a Blake Snell, would you be okay with that moving Suarez to the pen? And would you not make another pen move, but Suarez is that addition?
Yes, I would rather them go get another starter and move Suarez to the bullpen. I think that essentially what that would mean is and whoever it is, Snell, starter, whatever starter it may be. To me, I would rather have that than getting bullpen help and keeping Suarez as the 5th guy. To me, I think that you knock out 2 birds with 1 stone if you do get another starter, because I feel so much more comfortable and confident if it's Fetty, Snell, whoever. I know there are other guys we'll talk about, but if you have a rotation heading into the playoffs of Burns, Rodriguez.
Let's say Snell. Let's say Snell because that's who the Orioles are apparently in on right now. That is one of the rumored teams that the Orioles are rumored guys the Orioles are going for. I will just say right now, just so you have that option, I still think it's you need 1 starter, 1 reliever, and I'm adding a third thing. You need another bat. I think there's still 3 players you need to acquire to make this team a legitimate World Series contender. But would you be satisfied if they got a Blake Snell and they didn't make another move and just put Suarez in the bullpen? Because I'd feel iffy on it, if I'm being honest.
I would not feel great, but I would feel fine. Because I think, to me, if I had to choose, we already have Eflin, that move is done, and already the Dominguez move. So they've gotten one starter, they've gotten a bullpen arm. If we're talking choose one of the three, a starter, a reliever, or a bat, you can only choose one. I'm picking the starter and moving Suarez to the bullpen because, let's just say it's Snell. It would be Burns, Rodriguez, Snell, and then Eflin and Kramer, and then you put Suarez in the bullpen. I just think you're knocking out two birds with one stone there. And I also think they need another bullpen arm, but if I had to choose, I would probably go starter and not bullpen arm.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about Blake Snell. Over his last, I know people are talking about Blake Snell's not having a great year. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He missed training camp. We know the whole Scott Boras thing. Missed training camp. Man, I'm in football mode. I'm sorry. Missed spring training. And now he's kind of getting back to it. He was dealing with some injuries, missed spring training, had that whole debacle with his contract, Scott Boras. He wanted a long-term deal, gets a short-term deal with the Giants. He was not good. He was not good to start the year. He had no control of his curveball, and he wasn't throwing his breaking balls for strikes. That was the biggest thing. The only ball he could throw for a strike was his four-seam fastball consistently, and that he was hanging. He didn't have enough feel for any of his pitches. However, over the past few starts, and I'm going to say few, it's more like 6 to 7 starts, but the specific time range I want to talk about is in the last 4 starts, he has gone 5 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs. 7 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs. So over the last 4 starts, he has a .75 ERA over 24 innings pitched. I'm telling you guys, Blake Snell is finding it again. And I think he has moved to the top of my list. If I'm being honest, guys, Blake Snell seems like that type of move that puts you over the hump because he's not going to cost a lot because of how he's pitched. He's not going to command a top prospect. I honestly believe you could make Kyle Stowers the headliner for a Blake Snell trade and get it done. If Blake Snell is your number 3, I'm seeing some people are a little worried about his stuff. Giants, yes. Giants want to cut his salary. And what is something over the past few days we've talked about? What did the Orioles do with Zach Eflin that we have never seen this team really do before? They ate $18 million for next year. $18 million. So this team is willing to eat money to get less, to give up less. And yes, right now, he does have a team option less next year. He is most likely going to opt out. I'm 90% sure he's going to opt out, making him a rental, low risk, high reward. I think this is a very low risk move. I think he is putting it together. I think he is a guy, if you walk into the playoffs and your 4 guys are Burns, Snell, Rodriguez, and Eflin, you can win a World Series with that 4 rotation. Those 4 you can win a World Series with. That is a very good 4, but I do believe I still want another bullpen piece. Listen, I'm going to say this right now. I know we've been talking about getting a right-handed bat. If you land Snell and Tanner Scott, I'm telling you right now, you don't need a bat. Brad puts it perfectly. Call up Kobe Mayo, Snell, Tanner Scott. Call up a Kobe Mayo, and let's go win the World Series. Call up a Jackson Holiday. Let's go win the World Series. This team, if you add 2 guys like this team, I know they're not playing well. But this team, if they turn it around, you add 2 pieces like a Snell and a Tanner Scott, this team has the ability to go on a run. Me and Kevin have talked about it so much. We've talked about it on the Ryan Ripken show so much. All it takes is getting in the dance. The Diamondbacks, the Diamondbacks and Texas Rangers, the 2 teams that met in the World Series last year, a week and a half before the playoffs, both teams weren't in the playoffs. Both teams scrapped and clawed and barely made it into the playoffs, and then they got hot, and the rest is history. All you need is a ticket to the dance. Would I love to be the number one seed again? Yes. Would I love to have the bye again? Yes. Would I love to go against the lesser seeds? Yes. But all it takes is a ticket to the dance. Before we get into more trade talk, I do want to go over the Gunnar Henderson stuff because I know I kind of skipped over it. First, for everyone joining us, thank you. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new on the Ryan Ripken Show channel or the Kevin and Zach React channel. We are moving over completely to the Kevin and Zach React channel over the next few, pretty much week and a half before we go completely live from Kevin and Zach React. So if you're watching on the Ryan Ripken Show, put the link to the Kevin and Zach React show in the comment section below. If you could go subscribe there, we'll be doing all post game and other reactions. Anytime a trade, anything goes down, Orioles, Ravens, pretty much anything big in the league, we'll discuss it. Now let's talk about a little Gunnar Henderson. Kid's in his head. Let's call it what it is. The kid is in his head and it's getting bad. I have never seen Gunnar Henderson with this lack of confidence in the field. You know, he's a player that plays with swagger, everything he's getting to, and it feels like right now it's just nothing can go right. I mean, he made 2 unreal plays in the field today. Plays that made you say, I even tweeted it out. I said, this is the Gunnar Henderson I know. This is the guy that will go out there and make web gems. But man, is something going on. You could argue in that final inning, 3 balls that were on Gunnar. You got to eat that one that turned into a throwing error. Just eat it. It's an infield single. It's okay. But he's always trying to make something happen. The ball off his glove, yes, there's a lot of backspin. You can talk about weird hops, all that. Gunnar Henderson makes that play 98 times out of 100. And then the interference, not interference. I mean, we can talk about it till the cows come home. I'm not going to blame Gunnar for that. It's just a freak play, but it just sucked that it's another play that he's involved in that you were like, that could have gone another way if he gets that throw off accurately. It's a double play to end the game. It doesn't seem to be affecting him on the offensive side. I mean, he's got what? He had another hit today. It doesn't feel like it's totally ruining him. And Mitchell, listen, I was fully committed. If the Orioles would have lost today, I was shaving it on stream. It's still out there, though. It's still out there. If the next few games, tomorrow, if we get swept by Toronto in the doubleheader, it's probably coming off. You know, it's going to be a feel how the Orioles are playing type thing. But this mustache could very well come off on stream if the Orioles continue to play poorly. Listen, Gunnar Henderson, him and Adley have just been in slumps. It's been tough. And that's the biggest thing is like when your 2 star players are in slumps, it makes it hard. It makes it hard to win games because those are the 2 guys that you are relying on in big moments to come through for you. And when they're not, you have to have other people do the job. And who did that today? As we've said a few times, it was the guys you thought, not even thought, it's the guys that reportedly are getting shopped. Cedric Mullins, Ryan Mountcastle. We've talked about it on the show before. We've talked about it on Kevin and Zach Reacts before. You need veterans. You need veterans because of games like today. When shit hits the fan, you were up 6-0. You needed this win. They needed this win. Up 6-0. You couldn't close it out easily. Who are the guys who save you? 6 runs combined, or 6 RBIs combined from Mountcastle and Mullins. Mullins catch. Mountie makes that nice little grab in the 9th on the flare off to the side in foul territory. This team continues to get the job done through veterans at times. And we've talked about these young guys, man. These young guys are good. These young guys are good, but that doesn't mean that you can just run out a group of first and second year players and expect for it to be all sunshine and roses throughout the season. These guys are slumping. They need to get something done. But wins like today can help tremendously, because if you can split tomorrow with Toronto, I'm not asking to sweep them. Not asking to sweep the doubleheader. Split with Toronto tomorrow. They're not playing good ball, and then go take two of them. Take 2 or 3 of these 4 versus Toronto. You don't need a 4-game sweep. Just get momentum somewhere. Somewhere. All right, Kevin will be back with us in a few minutes, but I do want to talk about the Isaac Paredes trade to the Chicago Cubs and what that means for the Baltimore Orioles. I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, yeah, he left the Tampa Bay Rays for the Cubs. Like, okay, does it help us because the Rays? No, that's not why. It's not why at all. This trade is massive for a few reasons, and let me just kind of bring up the official trade details so that I know what's going on. So the Chicago Cubs acquired third baseman Isaac Paredes from the Tampa Bay Rays, who was probably one of the bigger bats that you felt like was going to get moved. You knew what there are a few big bats out there. And real fast, Julian, follow you guys from the Bahamas. We appreciate you, Julian. This is the stuff that makes our day. So we appreciate that, all the support from all around. So Isaac Paredes, it was reported earlier today that it was between the Dodgers and the Yankees. The Dodgers and the Yankees were in a bidding war for Isaac Paredes. And in all honesty, guys, that was the one guy I did not want going to the New York Yankees. If there was a single player I did not want going to the New York Yankees, it was Isaac Paredes from the Tampa Bay Rays, because he fits perfectly. He's another just big home run threat, pulls the ball a lot, but man, if he could go out there and play in that, as we call it, that little league park at New York, he would have made a massive difference to that lineup, especially adding Jazz Chisholm. And this sends the Yankees back to the drawing board. The Rays, though, let's talk about the haul they got, though. Christopher Morel and 2 prospects. Morel is going. I can already feel it, and I've seen a few people talk about it in the chat. Morel is going to make our lives hell. I can already tell you he's going to make our lives hell. He's just a power hitter, man. He's a power hitter, and I can tell you he's going to get on our nerves. But as long as Isaac Paredes is 1 out of the AL East and 2 not a New York Yankee, this is a massive move that the Orioles were not involved in, that I think truly impacts the Orioles season. Because if Isaac Paredes goes to the New York Yankees, plus they've already acquired Jazz Chisholm, they add Jason Dominguez while their top prospects is coming back in the next few weeks, that lineup suddenly would have looked a lot better. They're back to the drawing board, which helps the Orioles get more time to get a leg up on them. But it doesn't mean that the Orioles are good with what they've done. The Orioles have gotten better. Let's make that clear. The Baltimore Orioles have gotten better because of the trades that they have made so far, but that does not mean that is all they can make, all they have to make. You still need, I would say, 2 to 3 guys. You know, the 3 guys or 2 guys that I want. You get Snell, you get Tanner Scott. They are the favorites out of the AL without a shadow of a doubt. But someone I want to bring on to talk about it a little bit more. He was in your walls for a little bit, but now he is on your screens. Kevin, how we doing? It's good to see you.
You know, wait. Put that back to what it was. I just found this stool.
Nice.
Someone was giving it away, and I needed a stool. I was looking for a stool to put right here so I could put something on it for my background, and I literally found a stool.
I'm proud of you, Kevin. I'm proud of you. That was it on the side of the street?
No, someone was moving out and they were giving stuff away, and they were giving away
Absolutely
stuff.
love
So I'm
it.
like, oh, I need that.
Absolutely love it. You know who else is giving stuff away right now? The Tampa Bay Rays.
That is true. Not to the Yankees though.
Not to the Yankees. We're just talking about Isaac Paredes. That's a big move because I'm not sure where else the Yankees go. Like that kind of seemed like the big bat that the Yankees kind of wanted. I know a few people are saying he's a big strikeout and home run guy. Yeah, but right now the Yankees have just strikeout guys. Like if you look at the Yankees, they don't have strikeout or home run guys. It's strikeout. They're just absolutely. And yeah, Rays are reloading and never count out the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling you, dude. Etzel is such a Rays prospect.
And Baumeister. He's going to be a stud with them, unfortunately. But I'm happy for both of them.
I know that Horvath, based off of expectations, was like meh, but he still has so much potential. I mean, look, but you got to give up something to get something, and they didn't give up any of their like big guns to get Eflin. So I'm still happy with that deal. So.
Yeah, hold up. I want to. Is this true? That
Bob is saying the Marlins are putting Josh Bell on waivers.
Wow,
is that true?
No, that was reported 3 hours ago. What?
Wow,
he's had 6 home runs in the past 12 games.
That is crazy. I mean, the Orioles don't need him, but like, that's still crazy, right? You're not on the Bell train, are you?
No. We can't. No, we can't. No.
This is what we like here. Daniel, good series. Orioles came out with 1, but man.
Yeah. Also, I don't even know if we talked about it yesterday, but we will. Manny Machado, that 3-run home run yesterday was his 998th, 999th, and 1,000th career RBI. So he got his 1,000th career RBI back where it all started. Absolutely love Manny. Also, if you booed Manny, did you start following this team last year? Manny does not deserve to be booed.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I
see. That. Yeah. Well, I see. I think the reason Bob brought it up was because talking about the Yankees.
Oh yeah, yes, I think that would be I'm just hoping legitimately that he doesn't get there.
Yeah,
like someone else has to pick him up. There's no way that he
can go. Well, how about the Cubs? Just go. Cubs are bringing everybody in. Let's go to the Cubs, man. Let's get the Cubs GM on the phone there for that.
And Daniel wants to wish you all the best, the second fave team. So I thought I'd pop.
I
really appreciate that, Daniel.
And also shout out Big Cuz. Appreciate your support, man. I know you pop in here a lot, so I wanted to just shout you out too, man. Really appreciate that. So
80 people currently watching on Kevin and Zach React channel. So really appreciate that. 135 on the Ryan Ripken Show channel. So good little numbers we got going here. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Obviously, once again, when you're done watching on the Ryan Ripken Show channel, if you could go subscribe to the Kevin and Zach React channel, that would mean the world to us.
Yeah, trying to get to 500 by the time the stream is over. That's our ambitious, lofty goal here for Kevin and Zach React. I'll show my prop. No, the stool was an impromptu prop. But I was running around today and I saw this and I'm like, this is the perfect encapsulation of what a prop should be right now for this team. All right. Shoot. It's a stress ball.
Stress baseball. Stress baseball, baby.
So whenever the Orioles are going through it, I'm just gonna go. This is the O stress ball right here.
Absolutely.
So this is the prop. I wore this I wear this shirt on Locked On Ravens for like vibes, and I wore it today to hopefully bring vibes back. And by the way, we are 1-0 in the full days of having the Kevin and Zach React channel and announcing it.
Full days.
Yesterday did not count. Yesterday that was only a half day. Full days. We're 1-0 in the Kevin and Zach React channel era. So I guess that's
you know what's funny, Kevin? We've been officially a channel for 27 hours, or I guess 26 because it's about to hit 6 o'clock. 443 subscribers already. You guys are the absolute
That's awesome. Let's get that up to 500. I know you've been putting the link in. I'm gonna put it in here as well.
Put it again. I just put it in. I got it.
Okay. Yeah, you're on top of it. There you go. So
boom.
Yeah, gonna be and again, for those who aren't aware, we're actually going to have a trade deadline extravaganza stream on Tuesday. We're gonna be in studio for that. We'll be cross streaming it on both Kevin and Zach React and the Ryan Ripken Show. Ryan Ripken Show, of course, goes live Monday and Thursday in studio. So be sure to subscribe over on that channel as well for Orioles, Ravens, Baltimore sports, and just sports in general. The trade deadline going to be really exciting, man. Are there going to be any moves for Tuesday? We're just moving 100 miles a minute right now.
I am so scared. Kevin, I think more people are getting traded than we think. Like
if this is the precursor to the actual deadline, we are in for one heck of a deadline.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. This is going to be absolutely unreal on Tuesday. I think it is going to be up until the 11th hour, up until 6 o'clock on Tuesday. It's going to be just moves out the wazoo. And that's what we like. That's what we like. That's why we have this channel, because we want to react to this stuff.
We're actually going to be streaming, I think, in the middle of the doubleheader tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to try to time it so we're kind of starting in between. We have a few guests that we have to kind of accommodate to and make sure that they can get on with us at the right times that work for them. So it'll probably be around right in between the games, and then we'll figure out stuff from there.
Right. Should be right in the middle, but we do have some really exciting guests for tomorrow, so be sure to tune into the Ryan Ripken Show. And then again, that trade deadline stream on Tuesday will be anywhere probably from 2 to 7, 3 to 7, like somewhere in that range. And then we're going to get some level of memberships. We gotta get to 1,000 first to get monetized, but once we're able to do that, we'll have some level of a membership for people, and I guess we have some ideas for what that will look like. So it'll be different, but again, be sure to also support the Ryan Ripken channel with Holy Shirts and Pants memberships. Really appreciate everybody there. So let's talk about Brian makes a comment here. Dominguez has looked pretty good so far, man. I mean,
and I'm gonna even say he hasn't even seen the Orioles. Trying to readjust this. He hasn't even seen the Orioles like pitching staff, meaning the coaching staff. Meaning, I don't think he has officially gotten with them. They haven't really started throwing bullpens on the side, kind of tweaking and stuff. They're still in the, okay, what do you have? Type of the evaluation, making sure they see it up front and close. But man, Kevin, isn't it funny? We kept on saying before this, and I'm not going to say that this is going to be the move, but weren't we laughing before the deadline? We're like, it's going to be the most random guy that no one even saw coming in a random trade that suddenly could be the guy that we look at and we're like, holy crap, could Sir Anthony Dominguez be that guy is the kind of the big question. I still believe they need another reliever, back end guy. You get a back end guy, and I know everyone hates Craig Kimbrell right now, but if you have a back end guy and you can go, let's say Tanner Scott, you have a Yenier Cano, you have a Sir Anthony Dominguez, and you have a Craig Kimbrell, plus Kevin, let's say Danny Coulomb is healthy for the playoffs. 5 guys for the later innings. That is not a horrible spot to be in. Plus, you also have the Jacob Webbs, the Birch Smiths.
Legend.
Potentially a chase. Yeah. Potentially Albert Suarez getting moved back there. I mean, suddenly you make a trade for Tanner Scott, man, this bullpen is looking a whole lot better than it was a few days ago.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Could we dare, Zach? Could we dare see Sir Anthony in the closer role at some point this year?
Do not.
I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. I think that
he's got the stuff, man. He got the stuff.
I think that we could see Sir Anthony in that role. Or again, if they get a Tanner Scott or somebody else, obviously that would make the most sense. But if their move is to get a starter and move Suarez to the bullpen, I would not be shocked if it kind of goes Cano, Kimbrell, Dominguez is their 7, 8, 9. And that's kind of, or if you want to flip Kimbrell to the 7th, I mean, I get it, but we're going to have to figure. It's going to be a couple interesting days here to kind of figure out where the Orioles kind of view Craig Kimbrell right now.
Yeah. Let's ask about this. Do you think I think it would be the most likely move?
Well, so Natoli is gone. Baker is gone. It would be between Bart Smith and Cole Irvin, I think.
Yeah. And he has no options.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're
Cole just
optioning Keegan Aiken, but why would you option a left-hander? I mean, maybe
they bring in a left-hander, and that's one for one.
If it's Tanner Scott, I could see them optioning Keegan Aiken solely to try to continue to give Cole Irvin stuff, but it's tough to find right now a spot.
I don't think Irvin makes it to Norfolk, so you'd have to be prepared. You'd have to be prepared to lose him.
No, that's what I'm saying is I don't know if they are, because Cole Irvin, that's a guy that's going to get picked up.
Yeah, but again, we know that, if we're talking between Bart Smith and Irvin, Smith has been by far and away better recently. And this is a what have you done for me now lately league. All of sports is what have you done for me now lately. Irvin was awesome at the beginning of the season. He was awesome. Hashtag blame Racco, by the way, for what's going on right now. But I do think that, this team can't get caught up in feelings, and I don't think they do. I think every team does it to an extent, but the Orioles can't get caught up in that right now. I get they gave up Hernandez for him, and that's kind of a tough pill to swallow considering what his path and trajectory looks like right now. But if Irvin's not giving you the best shot to win out of the bullpen right now, you have to make the move that will give you the best shot to win. You can't just hold on.
And this is nothing. It's nothing personal. This is a business, and the fact is,
Irvin's an awesome dude. Talented pitcher, but you can't get caught up in that stuff, right? Yeah, you can't get caught up in that.
Exactly. I do think it would be between Keegan Aiken and Cole Irvin, and I would not be surprised if Aiken, solely because of options, would get sent down. I think they would try, sort of like a Mike Baumann thing. They are going to give him options and give him.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if they,
so it is physically impossible, and they have to.
Yeah, if they're so set on okay, they know they're bringing in a left-hander, I would just try to trade Irvin in a package for somebody.
Yeah,
who would want him, right? I think that's the first question. But I think that he can still be valuable to another team. But I mean, you go and Johan Ramirez got claimed by the Red Sox.
Yes, dude, I saw that. Back in the East.
Did he just fall off a cliff recently?
No, I just think
the answer is yes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Last outing, 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks.
Yep, there it is.
2/3 of an inning.
The guy I remember.
2/3. Okay, 2/3 of an inning, 2 outings ago, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk. Yeah, he fell off. So Tiago Vieira to the Yankees. Let's just make every AL East team gets an Orioles reliever. Let's do it that way.
Every single one. Kevin, I wanted to talk about this. I know we've just been spending so much time on the bullpen, so much time on the starting pitching. The Orioles have been. It has been officially kind of put out there that the Orioles are looking for a right-handed bat to replace Austin Hayes.
As they
I know
should.
I know I brought up Tommy Pham. It was funny. I put that out on Twitter yesterday. I think it got 50 responses on Twitter. And Kevin, I swear to you, 25 of them are, in absolutely no way do we ever need Tommy Pham on this team. He fits nothing what we want to do. He would just be a liability. He is everything that would be wrong with this team. And then, Kevin, I swear to you, the other 25 comments were about how perfect of a fit Tommy Pham is on this team. And I was so confused. I was like, I just think it makes sense. I was like, I understand people, but people were either all in or all out on Tommy Pham. It was hilarious.
I mean, that's just every fan base, though.
But it was
always going to be arguments for, arguments against. But here's the reality: they need a somewhat, they don't need a power guy. We've talked about this. They have too many power guys. They have enough. You need a high contact, or at least some level of a high contact, hits for average type of player who can be a platoon player too. You don't want to. It depends, because there are multiple people in multiple different realms of this conversation of if they go acquire somebody, how many at bats do you want them to be taking away from Heston, taking away from Colton, taking away from Cedric, starts in the field, right? Is this a left fielder? I would assume it'd be a left fielder, someone who can, have some level of outfield versatility. But I think that, I would rather see them get an upgrade over Pache right now. That doesn't have to be this like star player or anything, but is able to slot in and probably is a better defender than not, right? If you're sacrificing defense for power in this move, I don't like it as much. I want it to be a defensive player that can hit for average, hit for contact, because they have enough in the lineup, power hitters. So I think contact guys where I'm going there. And obviously, again, does the guy have to be hitting 320? That'd be great, but no. Just, some level of can get guys in, can get on base, and maybe has a little speed to him too. So that's a big thing for me. It does matter.
Yeah,
the skill set does matter here.
I don't think does Christian Pache spend more. Does Christian Pache last past the trade deadline on this team?
If they don't get a bat, yes. If they do, no.
I don't think the fact that the Orioles not blatantly came out, but that the Orioles are very set in the rumor mill that the Orioles want a replacement for Austin Hayes. That tells me everything I need to know about how they feel about Christian Pache.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, but I think the thing would be, would you rather want Stowers or Pache up? I would rather have Stowers up.
I don't think Stowers makes it on this team. I think the Pache replacement, if he doesn't go, is Connor Norby.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stowers gets traded personally.
I do too. It would make no sense if Stowers is on this team.
I don't think Stowers is on the team by opening day next year.
No, and he should be on the team on July 31st. And for his sake. Like, yes. Kyle Stowers should be a starting outfielder in Major League Baseball, and he is just stuck behind people. Kyle Stowers, trade him for his sake, man. Let that man go produce and go have an MLB career. And not just sit behind guys in AAA No one wants to set records at AAA, Kevin. No one wants to have the most home runs in AAA because it means you're there too long.
Yeah. I mean, we're having this conversation about Connor Norby, and then obviously Mateo goes down. Now there's a place for Connor Norby right now. There's not a place for Kyle Stowers on this team. Just like there wasn't a place for Joey Ortiz. And the Orioles realized that. They chose Westberg, and they let their prospect pool work for them. So I think it's kind of, you have to do the same thing with Stowers. And if you want to go get one of these top guys, obviously Stowers is not cutting it for a scoop ball level player, but like if you want to go get one of the other, guys that other teams are pining for, you have to be able to be willing to part with your prospects, because there are only so many spots on the diamond. You can't play so many people, so many roster spots. It's unfortunate because I think Stowers is such a good player and has a great career in front of him, but I just don't see where it would be in Baltimore.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's too log jammed. Like there's just no spot. Having him up on the major leagues to ride pine does nothing. It's hard to say he should start over anyone just because of potential. But that doesn't mean that he's not a damn good outfielder that should be playing in the MLB. Like,
yeah.
Just there on. Shout out you. Orioles win, baby. Great seeing you at Pickles.
Oh, nice.
I think it was opening day. Came up to us. Big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was great. Great seeing you, man.
Yeah, that's when I rode the Metro in, and
got there late.
It stopped in the middle of the route and was like, yeah, this train is stopped till further notice. And I'm just like, what? And just missed all the pregame and got there right at the end of the orange carpet. So,
yeah. I also saw someone put up there that Hayes went 0 for 4 2Ks today. I mean, I'm rooting for him, but I just wanted to I did see that.
No, so. I hear you. And it makes it easier that he's not in the AL anymore. Obviously, if the Orioles and Phillies meet in the World Series, that's a different conversation. But yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. Final, just because it's been in more. Before we get into that, actually, Orioles went on Mo Gabbard. Just
So big.
Awesome. That's just a great feeling. That genuinely is one of those. And isn't it funny, man? Rhino Hearn gets a triple because the outfielder loses the ball in the sun. Haven't we seen that before on Mo Gabbard Day? Like,
just talked with the guy about it. Just talked with him.
Yeah. And speaking of that, if you want to go watch the full Trey Mancini interview, Trey Mancini joined the show on Thursday. That is on the Ryan Ripken Show channel. So go out and watch that if you'd like. But that was a very cool moment. That was another really cool moment.
Yeah. You had to win on Mo Day. You had to. There was nothing else. No other option. So really cool to see. Again, be sure to like and subscribe to the new Kevin and Zach React channel. Here's the link right here. We're doing this
455 subs. We've gained 35 since we started.
We're trying to get to 500 by the time the stream ends. So
if we can get to 500 subs less than 28 hours into creating this channel, I'm telling you guys, this means the world to us, the support you guys give. So if you're able to, 45 people away from hitting 500 on this channel, just started it up about 27 hours ago. Would mean the world. We're going to be doing this after every game like we have been, but it will be slowly go fully onto the Kevin and Zach React channel, as is right below. You guys rock. This community is why we do it. You guys are the absolute best. But Mo Gabbard Day, Orioles win. What could be better than that? I did want to bring up, though, Jim Bowden from The Athletic. It looks like I went to open the article just to make sure. Orioles have heavy interest, it seems, in Blake Snell. So
wouldn't shock me.
I
feel like that would be you want to see a divided fan base.
Appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you. 44 to go.
Yeah, but if you want to see a divided fan base,
43 to go.
Acquiring Blake Snell would be that. So
why?
I'm just saying I've seen it.
Yeah, I think, isn't it funny? Because wasn't this whole damn fan base just yelling at each other that why the hell is Elias not just signing Blake Snell in the offseason?
Yeah. But again, Blake Snell's spring training was the first 2 months of the season. That's what the issue was for him. And how many strikeouts did he have last night?
I don't know what he finished with, but what was it? It was 15 through like 5 innings.
He had like 13 through 6 or so. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think he ended up getting that's so funny. I just went and actually clicked on the pod.
Yeah, 15 through 6 for Blake Snell.
Yeah.
2 hits, 2 walks, 15 strikeouts, man. That is insane.
Dude, when Blake Snell is, and you know who the guy that I trust the most on right now, weirdly becoming my go-to analyst, Trevor May. Trevor May breaks down why he thinks guys are doing well and not doing well. And about I want to say a little bit over a month ago, actually funny enough, before Blake Snell went on this little stretch, he was talking about Blake Snell starting to find it. Like it was a clear, his pitches were still moving the same. Everything was just doing the same. It was just the control was not there as much. He's starting to get the control back, the feel back after the injury. We're going to see a good Blake Snell. And that's why I want him on this team. If Blake Snell's on this team, he's going to win you games.
Yeah, appreciate you, Justin.
Absolutely appreciate you. Back to DC from the game. But here's a buck for every RBI Mountie and Mullins had. Justin, you are the man. We appreciate you, my guy, as always.
Yeah, and there were a couple of comments. The one that I saw first here was Mitchell's. What do you think a Snell and Tanner Scott trade looks like? So what essentially, I think the other comment I saw was, what would you give up for Blake Snell?
Kyle Stowers for Blake Snell. Kyle Stowers plus 2 lower level prospects for Blake Snell. And then for Tanner Scott, That's a tough one. I don't think it's going to take as much as people think.
See Fatos fans saying Stowers can be the Parkers to Snell and Yastrzemski.
Okay. That's not a bad trade, Fatos.
I would take it.
Dude, and here's why. And Kevin, you don't even understand the soapbox I'm about to go on. The Orioles absolutely screwed Mike Yastrzemski. Mike Yastrzemski was ready for years in AAA. That man could have helped us in so many ways, and then they just gave him to the Giants, and then what did he do? He went out there and produced. Like, the Orioles were in a horrific stretch of not winning baseball games, not having productive outfielders, and Mike Yastrzemski, I was screaming from the mountaintops, Kevin, bring up Mike Yastrzemski. What does he have left to prove? They never did. He went to the Giants, got a shot, and it's done nothing but produce year after year after year after year. I mean, come on, Kevin. What are we doing here?
I know. God, I mean, they had so many of those guys. You want to know, the legend of guys. Talk about like random Orioles. The legend of Hanser Alberto. Just absolute stud for when
he
was
hit like
with Orioles.
400 versus lefties the one year. Just insane.
Yeah, those were not the days. Those were not
great.
The
He
days.
literally hit 302 in a year, and he hit like 408 against lefties and like 200 versus righties, but it just averaged out to like 300. It's just like,
Yep.
what a
Yep.
Robert
This is my
Andino.
guy, favorite Oriole of all time for me. This is my guy, Robert Andino. Garrick saying, need an answer from the boys. Burns bobblehead or milkman shirt back-to-back days against Boston. Are you asking us to choose? Like, which one we'd rather go to?
Burns bobblehead. Because I feel like Burns bobblehead, like Burns, no matter what's going to go down, I think is one of the greatest pitchers. Like, he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. I think that's
Yeah, I also feel like you can get like a milkman. Like, it's not an Orioles milkman shirt, and I don't know what it looks like. I don't think I've even seen what the shirt looks like, but we all heard that.
my Lord and Savior.
God.
Tim Beckham, baby.
Those, yeah.
This is another thing. You'll get more opportunities, I think, to get Kowser stuff.
I agree. That's what I was gonna say. Where like I feel like you can go buy like a milk shirt somewhere or like a milkman shirt somewhere. So, yeah, Renato Nunez, baller.
Power hitter.
Well, they don't need any more of those.
Yeah. Renato Nunez might actually not be the guy to go.
Yeah, they don't need any more of those.
I'm not going to say that Burns doesn't resign. I'm keeping nothing but positive vibes. He's going to resign.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not a done deal either way. They're gonna have to fork up money though. Like but the ownership is much more willing to do that now. So just a matter of what happens. But you pay them where what you should do, Zach, on that picture of Lamar holding up the pay me sign. You should just put Burns on that. You should Photoshop Burns' face onto that.
Bro, Kevin, it's done. It's done now. Now that you just said that.
Good.
Oh my God.
Good.
And I need to keep it though in the chamber until Burns starts and does something good though. But
that's true. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, not without like.
Yeah, you can't just toss that up there. But
yeah. Mitchell and we love these type of questions here. What Summer Olympic sport could you be the best in right now?
curling. That is just physically the only sport I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know what sport I could do.
Like that's wait, Summer Olympic. I'm such a dumbass. Summer Olympic. I said curling solely because I thought that would be like I can be the one who pushes it, or I can
now
be
I
like.
Now I have to look up a list
because there's nothing like that I would compete in. Like curling, I feel like I'd have a fighting chance of like if my teammates are really good. You get what I mean?
Yeah. I'm looking at the.
Can I just say basketball and be on Team USA and like be a liability?
Could you go up against like Jokic or Jamal or Shea or any? Luka,
I mean, I'll go out there and call some charges. Like we want to see not many people, going for rebounds. I can take a few long rebounds out.
Maybe no. I was gonna say handball.
Handball.
Maybe cycling is just going really fast. Maybe I think cycling. I'm gonna go cycling. I'm gonna go cycling.
Okay, I'll give that to you. I feel like that is a sport that, like, I'm just trying to think what could I physically do without being embarrassed. Like, I would get embarrassed in anything, but like Laura's saying archery right now. Like, I think I would physically harm someone in archery, so like I don't want to do that. Like, if you would talk about like, oh no, I would do swimming.
Yeah, but those dudes, swimmers, like Olympian swimmers are insane.
Kevin, I don't think you understand my basis for this. It was like, what will I not physically harm another person doing?
Well, would you crash a bike into someone?
Like, you could take everyone else out.
I guess.
Like,
you
swimming,
also...
I swam. Fun fact, I swam for 8 years.
Competitively?
Mm-hmm. I would I'm not saying like I would be good. Like this was young.
Well, yeah, I hear you.
But what I'm saying is like I would get in the pool and I would finish the race.
Yeah.
Like that was like, if that's the thing, like I would finish a race.
Okay.
But I'm not saying like I would actually compete.
Yeah.
Like the race would be finished. They would be waiting and being like, oh, and here comes Team USA. Zach Bollinger is still in the pool as we all wait.
They're giving out the trophy. They're giving out the
I was also a lifeguard with Jackson at Camp Notre Dame summer camp.
Nice.
What a time! Talk about a time to be alive, Kevin.
Hell yeah.
That was
yeah. I feel like for you they're giving out the medals, the ceremony. You're just still doing your laps.
Yeah, they're like, this kid is still in the water. Like there is nothing. They're like sitting there and they're putting me on all the way at the end, and they're having other races just going.
Yeah, crazy.
And yeah, 460 subscribers already. You guys are
40 away, man. If not 500 by the end of the stream, 500 by the end of the day would be so huge.
500 by the end of the day would be absolutely sick. Appreciate all of you guys that come.
Or I already do breakdancing.
You know, in our logo, when I'm looking at you, like, what the hell? That's what I want to do right now. Which, shout out again.
Yeah, Taylor shout out Fields. Shout out Fields.
Absolute dog. Perfected what the logo should look like.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see. Rumors. Connor says rumors saying Cade is getting called up again. I could say, yeah, I think that makes most sense. Oh, I'm not even going to say. Oh, no, literally, the Orioles are planning to call up Cade Povich to start tomorrow's game too. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And you know what, Kevin? We are Kevin and Zach React. So let's react to this. I know it's not baseball, but hey, if you do this, taboos. Appreciate you, Kevin. Who's your AFC dark horse in the NFL season?
AFC dark horse. I'll give two. One that's not as big of a dark horse and one that is. I like Miami's roster. I think it depends on Tua. What are you just a Tua hater?
No, I just dark horse. I feel like Miami's like,
okay, all right, fine. Then I'll give you the other one. I think Tennessee.
I just feel like Miami's a dark horse. I feel like Miami's just like a contender.
Jackson says Miami, and it's not because of the profile picture. Jackson has the same wavelength.
Maybe a little.
Yeah, no, I'm going Titans.
Yes, dude. The Titans, I think, are going to steal a wild card spot.
I think so too.
If Will Levis takes a step, not even a massive step, just a step, that Titans roster is. I don't know. Like, there are not many holes, if really any, in that Titans roster.
My hot take about Tennessee is they just should have kept Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if he really wanted to. I think it was just time, but like Henry to Pollard is a really big downgrade there. But other than that,
Well, I think they wanted to do more the rookie from last year, whose name I'm blanking on. The
Tajay Spears.
Yes, Tajay Spears. I think he's going to kind of see more as.
Yeah. By the way, we are going to do Ryan Ripken Show fantasy leagues this year. Not exactly sure how that's going to look. I'm sure there'll be multiple different versions, but I'm also doing Locked on Ravens. I do like 10 Locked on Ravens leagues a year. I just let everybody in. I'm like, you want to be in a Locked on Ravens fantasy league? You can come in and be in a Locked on Ravens fantasy league. I do like 10 drafts a year. I draft for a bunch of people too. So fantasy football is going to be a fun time this year.
Dude, the Yankees just surprised me so much.
What happened?
They're putting Jazz Chisholm at third.
Like full time or just today?
Apparently they're going to try him out at third. He's played majority. He's played twice at second over the past, I think, this year. He's been pretty much solely center field. He's not the greatest fielder, and they're so desperate at third base, and they didn't get Paredes. That as soon as they didn't get Paredes, they announced Jazz is going to try to be the third baseman.
Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, I think he definitely will play center when Judge DHs. I think it's just I think it's crazy that he's even being tried at third. Yeah, Steve saying he's playing center field tonight, which where he should be playing, but hearing they could try him at third tomorrow. Big development though. Scott saying played it when he was 8. Maybe
experience is experience.
Yeah, you got to let the kids play when they're able to.
Man. Yeah, going to be a crazy deadline. I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of these AL East teams move, whether it's, Toronto or Rays moving off of guys or Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles getting them. I think the AL East is going to undergo some facelifts over the next couple of days.
I do too. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and this kind of encapsulated it all, doesn't it? Those fans might be freaking out about the level of play, but thank God I'm not a Yankees fan right now. Man. The AL East is just a weird division right now.
AL East is so weird.
Yep. Man, I'm so tired.
Apparently the Giants are interested. The San Francisco Giants are interested in Cedric Mullins. Could that be a part of a Snell trade? Like
if you get back Yastrzemski?
Because there's the thing, and real fast, AJ Puck unfortunately went to the Diamondbacks a few days ago, so he's not going to be available. But, dude, Cedric Mullins and 2 lower level guys for Blake Snell. I'm trying to think of a trade in my head.
I mean, if it's Mullins and I agree with you. Mullins and 2 lower level guys for Snell and Yastrzemski.
Yeah,
or Mullins and 1 mid level guy and 1 low level guy.
Yeah,
I don't think they should.
It's just hard. You need to then trade for an outfielder.
Yeah,
it's mandatory. You trade for an outfielder at that point.
Yep. I agree.
This would be, I don't think it would take Seti plus the Norby.
Yeah,
I don't think, especially with how much Blake Snell's being paid in his option next year, I just don't think it's going to take that much.
Yeah, to that point, I mean, even Seti Stowers feels like too much for Snell and Yastrzemski. I feel like Norby with Mateo going down is too important now. Unless you want to call up Jackson, but I don't think that's the plan.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I know Steve's talking about Yastrzemski as another lefty bat, but I'm okay with that replacing Mullins. And here's the other thing: Orioles would have 0 speed if you trade Mullins.
Yeah, because who knows when Mateo's coming back? Who knows?
Yeah, if he ever does this season, Mullins and Matera, your two base stealers. And Kyle says trade Cowser instead of Frederick. Appreciate you, Kyle. But unfortunately, I see no way they trade Cowser.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Stowers is the most realistic.
Man, you're good. I trust me. You got me on.
Hey, it's good conversation. That's what we're here for.
Conversation. I actually love talking about Mikey Stremski.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun 48. We're what? Oh my gosh, Kevin!
Are we we are 48 hours away.
48 hours away.
Less than.
Dude, how long have we been sitting here for months saying just wait till July, then we'll assess the team, then we'll see what they do. Dude, we're 48 hours from it all going down.
I remember, man, when it was like middle of May and Ryan was like, I'm not talking about it until July, and we're talking about it like mid-May.
Yeah. We kept on saying we're not talking about it, and we would be in May and be like, we're not talking about it until July, and then we'd just be straight up talking about it.
Ryan's like, I don't like hypotheticals.
Let's leave on this. Let's kind of wrap up on this. When do you think Mayo comes up?
If enough shakeup happens with the deadline and they have open spots, like if they move off of Arias or something, I could see it being within the next week or two. If not, I would say we'll see him in September.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
it comes up. That actually, hold up.
The plan for me, and I've said this, would be you move off of Pache and Arias, you bring up Mayo, and you trade for an outfielder, a high contact outfielder. You get a vet in there, you get a young guy in there that can give you pop. You move off of two guys that don't necessarily help you as much as other people can. And that to me is what a good path would be.
Yeah. Gosh, that Cedric Mullins catch, I just saw it again. He's just unreal.
Yeah, crazy good.
Yeah. But before we get out here, I do want to just thank everyone for tuning in to another episode of Kevin and Zach Reacts. If you're tuning in right now, we have 90 people watching on the Ryan Ripken Show side of things. If you would be so kind, if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe, but also head over if you're new to Kevin and Zach React, where we will be doing this after every Orioles game, along with any trade that goes down, any Ravens game, Ravens news, big NFL news, big MLB news. We will go and live for it and talk about it. So make sure to come join the fun over there. We will be cross-streaming like we are right now between the Ryan Ripken Show channel and this channel for about another week or two. And then we will be solely on Kevin and Zach Reacts. We are about what, man?
35 now. Again, if we can hit 500 by the end of the day, that would be incredible. Oh, Zach, are you hosting the Laura's asking? You host the Yankees 8 watch?
I will be drinking watching the Yankees game. Don't you?
I got about how many? I got 6 recordings to do in the next 3 hours for Locked On, but I'll be hitting along. And when's the stream time? Do we have an official time for tomorrow, Zach? Is it 4?
I'm gonna say probably around 4-ish, 4:30ish, 4:30ish. So
we're gonna try to time it up to like in between game 1 and game 2, and then I guess after game 2 we can kind of go live here, right? And
we can only hope.
Well, what a story that we'll get again. And by the way, if you did not hear the announcement, 2,400 subs on Kevin and Zach React. We're doing a 24-hour stream. So get us to 2,400 subs, and then 24,000 on the Ryan Ripken channel. We're doing a 24-hour stream there. Kevin and Zach Reacts live stream. 24 hours will be just, probably virtual. 24,000 Ryan Ripken one. That will be in studio, and we're going to get crazy for both, by the way.
Yeah. Middle of first game is 4:30. Yeah, unfortunately, with how our guests are lined up tomorrow, it will probably be during one of the games, but you will be able to go watch it back after.
Yes. Yeah, so we should probably go live after game 2, right? At least here.
Yeah, no, we'll be live. Well, after the Ryan Ripken show, after both games are done, we will be live tomorrow, covering, I guess, both games.
Recapping both. Yeah, we'll go game by game, recap both. So one total stream for the recaps tomorrow. We're not going to do one then the other. So one total stream for that. But
Yeah,
Ryan Ripken show.
Eric, Snell's played together over his last few starts. He finally is healthy again and looks like Blake Snell from last year. So yes, his numbers do look very misleading. He had a horrible start after battling injury, not having a spring training, the whole contract thing. He got off to an atrocious start, but he has put things together over the past few starts. So he's back to looking. Things are looking up for Blake Snell. That's why I think it's a great way to sit there and. What are we?
No, I mean, you'll pull it up, but I think yeah, we know that Snell. I mean, his spring training was these first 2 months of the season. He had no spring training. He had barely any time to get acclimated, and that's a big thing. So he struggled early in the season, but he is trying to get it fully together. What I was laughing at was a Fat O's fan saying 5K on Kevin and Zach React. We'll do so. We're already doing the 10,000 Fat O's fans.
Fat O's fans getting a free tattoo.
Ripken show tattoo. So I guess now we have to wait for this channel to get to 5 so we can kind of, well, I don't know. Obviously, that's up to Fat O's fan whether they want to do it 2 separate sessions or just one session in general. But, man, can you imagine, Zach, having your face tattooed on somebody?
This pretty face? Hell yeah, baby.
You have to, well,
first of many, Kevin. First of many.
Oh my God. And yeah, just a bit outside. Yeah, he had 15 Ks in 6 innings yesterday. So
Orioles are 4-0 on Mogaba Day. It ain't a coincidence. That's Angels in the outfield, baby. It's Angels in the outfield. But yes, we're gonna wrap it up now. Thank you all for joining this edition of Kevin and Zach Reacts. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already on the Kevin and Zach React channel. If you're watching on the Ryan Ripken show, also leave a like over there. We would really appreciate all the support. We've only been a channel for less than 28 hours, and we are already at, let me get the official count, Kevin. 465 subscribers. Unreal. You guys are absolutely unreal. And yes, I will. If the Orioles continue to struggle, this mustache is coming off. I know we said if they lost today, it was coming off. If they lose 3 or 4 to Toronto, it's coming off. So stay tuned for that. On stream, too. We'll be shaving it live on stream. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. Once again, you guys are the best. You guys are the reason we do it. Orioles escape with the win. 8-6 versus San Diego Padres. That'll do it for this edition of Kevin and Zach Reacts. We'll be back tomorrow at 4:30-ish for the Ryan Ripken show. And then after both games of the doubleheader, we'll be back on Kevin and Zach Reacts channel, cross-streaming again. So appreciate you all, and we will see you tomorrow.